If I will
Hey,
imagine
people.
that, huh? Hey, y'all. Hey, family. What's up? Good to see y'all. Listen, welcome. We want to welcome everybody to
Story time, story time, story time.
Had to give you a little pump action. You know what I'm saying? Fist. There you go. I don't know. Good to see y'all. Welcome to Story Time. If you don't know, I'm Bonnie G, in the place to be.
Hey.
And wherever the Ruach is, I just want to be present, okay? Call my name so I can say I'm here, okay? Listen, my daddy called her Dr. Norwood, okay? But you all already know Story Time, family. Come on with me. You know that this is Auntie Shelly on the beat. Come on. But that's right. Y'all know we no longer do it for ourselves. Oh, we do it for the community. Community minded, okay? Oh, it's a blessing. I love that. It is the bump for all of us. I don't think I won't get tired of it. You may be tired of it, but that's all right. Bless your whole life, okay? Listen, y'all know before we get into these, the book of Jubilees, which you're not going to find in your regular Bible, but duh, you already know that. You didn't read through your Bible. But if you want the book of Jubilees, that's your business. You can go to cfor.net, not .com, because you ain't going to find it there either. But make sure you use your Storytime discount, family.
Yes.
Use that Storytime discount. Realize that the O in the word story is actually a 0 and the E in the word time is actually a 3 as a reminder, because we now understand the assignment, okay? Assignment understood.
Understood.
Please know that we do not get any kickback for that Storytime discount. It is just for your enjoyment and for your pockets, okay? Say them coins. You work hard. Absolutely. You're welcome. All right. And as y'all know, before we get into where we left off yesterday, which we already know where we are.
Yeah.
Probably the first time that we actually do know. We're going to come to you in Proverbs, the 3rd chapter, until whenever he tells me to stop.
Uh-oh.
I know. All right, my son, forget not my Torah, but let your heart guard my commandments. For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to you. And he's talking about the commandments.
Mm-hmm.
Let not mercy and truth forsake you. Bind them about your neck. Write them upon the table of your heart. So shall you find favor and good understanding in the sight of Elohim and man. Trust in all Yahuwah with all your heart, and lean not unto your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. And let the Kodeshim say Amen.
Amen.
All right, I received that for myself too. Okay, listen. A lot went down.
Oh,
a lot went down. Okay, but good news is we all got our jobs back. We did. But we're in the book of Jubilees. 42?
42 and 16. That's where we at.
42 and 15. What kind of recap you want?
Well, okay, so we actually remember where we have two parallel stories going on, because we had Joseph in Egypt, but then we also had, and right now we'll cover Yahuda and the quote unquote harlot, but it's not the harlot. Yahuda and Tamar.
Yeah, apparently we got corrected last night with a phone call to realize that we should have said whore.
Whore. Put the R in it.
Yes, put the WHORE, okay?
Yes.
And they didn't like us saying hoe, because a hoe is a tool that dig up dirt. But like I was saying, sometimes these women and the men get dirt on them. You know what I'm saying? Hashtag STDs. But that's not the point.
Yeah, I said a hoe is a garden instrument. Okay.
So if we see that word, we will truly say whore. Hashtag James Morgan. Thank you for that correction.
King James. So we see that, first of all, Yehuda married a Canaanite woman, which he shouldn't have done in the first place. But he has these sons, and they marry. Well, the first one marries Tamar, and Yahuwah killed him.
Sure did.
Because he did something he wasn't supposed to, basically. It didn't tell us that time what he did.
No,
the
but you
first
can
son.
use your imagination.
Right, but when we got to the second son,
Mhm.
it specifically told us he spilled his seed on the ground.
Sure did.
And Yahuwah took him out.
Yep.
And we learned, so what Tamar did was, so he told Tamar, wait for the youngest son, who's very, very young. Go to your father's house. So Tamar did it, but the son grew up. The Canaanite mama said, she ain't marrying him.
Because 2 of her sons already died.
And then she died. And so still, Yehuda did not come to her with the youngest son, which rightfully, according to Yahuwah's laws, she's due a child by that line. And so she decides to dress up as a harlot.
Oh yeah, that's the word. Harlot, aka whore.
And she goes and she gets Yehuda to purchase her pretty much. But he ain't got no cash on him.
He sure don't.
He ain't got no sheep. He ain't got none of that on him.
Yes.
So he leaves all his stuff, his staff, his ring.
Sure did. That thing was good.
Else, it was 3 things.
Absolutely. That thing was good.
So he gets her pregnant.
Sure did.
They come back looking for her. She never got paid because she left. She went back to her father's house.
Sure did.
And then that's when we find out where she, Yahuwah.
He was going to burn her up.
Oh, yeah, he was going to burn her up.
Double fry her, okay?
Yehuda was going to burn her up. And she said, oh, okay, well, here, look at this staff and this ring and this. I think it was some clothes. I can't remember
I don't know what it was.
Maybe it was a robe. And this the baby daddy.
Yeah.
And he knew it was his because, like I said, those things are unique to everybody because that's their signature.
That's the seal.
It's like your credit card, your fingerprints. That's you.
And he gave it up.
He gave it up. And that's when we find out Yahuwah let all this pass because he knew, first of all, they named so close together. Yehuda didn't know that was his daughter-in-law.
No.
Even though he still had no business going to her.
Exactly.
But he didn't know it was his daughter-in-law. And then we find out his sons never actually really had sex with her.
No.
So in that sort of, because remember, this is the line to the Messiah. It at least needs to be kept somewhat clean. Like, we can't have all that all up in there.
Nah.
And so
he gave her twins.
What
a time.
We're not gonna go there today. But yeah, she actually end up having twins. Yep. And one of the twins is the line to Mashiach.
Yes.
And we're gonna
leave it there, okay?
But he never touched her again. After that, it's not even like he married her.
And his son, the youngest son, never touched her either.
No one ever touched her.
Because he uncovered her nakedness. And we'll leave it there.
Yeah, so he was in violation, but not the kind he thought, not the burning to death kind.
Right.
But he was still wrong.
Yes, and he did get forgiven. Normally, that kind of transgression you will not be forgiven for, but because, like she said, he didn't know.
Right.
The Most High forgave him. All right, and I just want to point out this the comment. It says Jubilee is also on Google Play Books, and it is for free. Thank you, Brother Craig, Prophet Craig. Thank you very much for that. So if you guys are looking for the Book of Jubilees, please go to Google Play where you do not have to pay $21.99. Because if you purchase the Sefer app on your phone, it is $21.99. All right. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and start.
But remember, now we're in Joseph. Because then it switched to Joseph.
Yes.
Pharaoh had the dream. Joseph interpreted it. We found that Joseph actually ended up marrying Potiphar's daughter.
Yes.
Wow.
Which was
crazy.
Imagine if he would have slept with her mama.
Yeah, and they went there to get the food. Joseph put the money back in their sack.
Yep. And
said, don't come back without Benjamin.
Yep.
The dad thought they was up to something, like, how you come back with the money and the food? They're like, I don't know. So finally, wait, did he give in yet?
No, not yet. Okay. We don't. Okay, so we're going to start on chapter 42, but we're going to, like she was talking about the story, so where Joseph's dad is like, I don't want to give up Benjamin. Okay.
Yeah.
And Brother James, you are so welcome, my sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're welcome for that. All right, so verse 16, okay? Let me see who's talking here.
The sons are talking to
The dad. I'll just start off with Jacob. Okay,
Yeah.
verse 10. Okay, 42 and 10. I lied on accident. Don't stone me. All right, verse 10 from chapter 42. And Jacob said, me have ye bereaved of my children. Joseph is not, and Simeon also is not. And ye will take Benjamin away? On me has your wickedness come. And he said, my son will not go down with you, lest perchance he fall sick, for their mother gave birth to 2 sons, and one has perished. And this one also ye will take from me. If perchance he took a fever on the road, ye will bring down my old age with sorrow unto death. For he saw that their money had been returned to every man in his sack. And for this reason he feared to send him. Because he thought, like,
y'all stole this.
Yeah, because now you got grain in your sack and you ain't paid for it.
I don't have Joseph. I don't have Simeon. He's counting Simeon as dead because he didn't come back with them.
Yep.
He said, yeah, you ain't getting Benjamin.
Yep. And put it in his sack secretly. So they didn't even know. And verse 13. And the famine increased and became sore in the land of Canaan, and in all the lands save in the land of Egypt. For many of the children of Egypt had stored up their seed for food from the time when they saw Joseph gathering the seed together and putting it in the storehouses and preserving it for the years of famine. And the people of Egypt fed themselves thereon during the first year of their famine. But when Yasharel saw that the famine was very sore in the land, and that there was no deliverance, he said unto his sons, go again and procure food for us, that we die not. And they said, we shall not go unless our youngest brother goes with us. We shall not go. The whole time Simeon is chilling in there.
Yeah.
Dang. And they said, we shall not go unless our youngest brother goes with us. We shall not go. And Yasharel saw that he did not send him with him. They shall all perish by reason of the famine. And Reuben said, give him into my hand. And if I do not bring him back to you, slay my 2 sons instead of his soul. Oh, wow. And he said unto him, he shall not go with you. And Yehudah came near and said, send him with me. And if I do not bring him back to you, let me bear the blame before you all the days of my life. And he sent him with them in the 2nd year of this week, on the 1st day of the month. And they came to the land of Egypt with all those who went. And they had presents in their hands, statch and almonds and terebinth nuts and pure honey.
But look at Reuben's proposal.
Yeah.
If I don't come back, you can kill my 2 sons. Kill your grandsons.
That's what I'm thinking in my head. Like, why would
why would a grandfather want to kill his grandsons?
Right, like, why?
That's no deal. Like, what kind of deal? What was you thinking? He was like, no deal.
But I forget in the other books how Reuben was really acting. Like, he had
Remember, Reuben is the one that has sex with what's her name?
Oh yes, so maybe he
did,
yes, and so maybe he didn't want to have anything to do with like Reuben, because he just like, listen, I don't even want to talk to you.
Or the proposal is crazy. If I don't come back with the son, you can kill your grandsons.
So now I'm bearing.
He ain't trying to kill his grandsons.
I'm grieving for 3 people, okay?
And 2 of them I killed.
Right.
That makes absolutely no sense.
That did not. Let me see. Simeon been there that whole time. That love for the right. Seriously, he was there the whole time. Okay, and it says like 2 years. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go. Verse 20. And he sent him with them in the 2nd year. Oh, okay. It was the 2nd year of this week on the 1st day of the month. And they came to the land of Egypt with all those who went. And they had presents in their hands, stats and almonds and terebinth nuts and pure honey. And they went and stood before Joseph. And he saw Benjamin his brother, and he knew him. And he said unto them, Is this your youngest brother? And they said unto him, It is he. And he said, Yahuwah be gracious to you, my son. And he sent him into his house, and he brought forth Simeon unto them, and he made a feast for them, and they presented to him the gift which they had brought in their hands. And they ate. No one's thinking this is a little weird though.
Right.
No one's thinking like, wow, why are we eating at the king's
Like,
table? Like,
what's up with that?
That'd be me. I'd be trying to
Why
figure
does he
stuff
think
out.
we spies anyway?
Yeah, like, We'll go back to it. And they ate before him, and he gave them all a portion, but the portion of Benjamin was 7 times larger than that of any of theirs. And they ate and drank and arose and remained with their asses. And Joseph devised a plan whereby he might learn their thoughts as to whether thoughts of peace prevailed amongst them. And he said to the steward who was over his house, fill all their sack with food, and return their money unto them into their vessels, and my cup, the silver cup out of which I drank, put it in the sack of the youngest, and send them away. What's up with him and his love for Benjamin?
Because that's his brother.
They're all his brothers, though, right?
I know, but that's his mom.
So like from his side, right?
So that's his mom.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
And plus, Benjamin is young, and he wants to see if they're going to treat Benjamin
different,
like they treated him. But again, Joseph is not thinking, well, how'd you treat your brothers? Because remember, we read that
in the patriarchs.
And in Joshua, like, Joseph was no, like, innocent little thing in all this.
Joseph was very petty, okay?
Yes.
He was petty.
Yes.
That's where petty was. Tell you, petty ain't new. Nothing ain't new. All right, chapter 43. And he did as Joseph had told him, and fulfilled all their sacks for them with food, and put their money in their sacks, and put the cup in Benjamin's sack. And early in the morning they departed. And it came to pass that when they had gone from thence, Joseph said unto his steward of his house, pursue them, run and seize them. See, here come pettiness. Saying, for good ye have requited me with evil. You have stolen from me the silver cup out of which my Adonai drinks. And bring back to me their youngest brother, and fetch him quickly before I go forth to my seat of judgment. And he ran after them and said unto them according to these words. And they said unto him, far be it that your servant should do this thing, and steal from the house of your Adonai any utensils, and the money also which we found in our sacks the first time we your servants brought back from the land of Canaan. How then should we steal any utensils? Behold, here are we in our sack search, and wherever you find the cup in the sack of any man amongst us, let him be slain, and we and our asses will serve your Adonai.
See, they know it. We ain't took nothing.
We ain't take nothing.
First of all, we rich.
We
just hungry right now because there's a famine in the land.
Like
we brought you the money back. We didn't even spend the money you put in there the first time. That ought to tell you something. Why are we gonna steal some little utensil?
I appreciate his confidence though, but maybe he shouldn't have said, slain the person whoever, because you never know.
But he's so confident, like, we don't steal.
No more, okay? Been delivered. All right. And he said unto them, not so. The man with whom I find, him only shall I take as a servant, and ye shall return in peace unto your house. And as he was searching in their vessels, beginning the eldest and ending with the youngest, it was found in Benjamin's sack. Oh my God.
I can imagine how they felt.
After all of
that.
that.
Benjamin, really?
Yeah, like, dude, are you kidding me?
Are you dumb?
Now your daddy about to die. Because he gonna think the worst. You
already know what we up against. That's what they probably thinking with Benjamin.
Oh, how we gonna break this
dumb,
news?
Stupid little boy.
Sitting here stealing. Verse 8. And they rent their garments, I know you did, and laded their asses, and returned to the city and came to the house of Joseph. And they all bowed themselves on their face to the ground before him. Oh man, this is just crazy. And Joseph said unto them, Ye have done evil. And they said, What shall we say, and how shall we defend ourselves? Our Adonai has discovered the transgression of his servants. Behold, we are the servants of our Adonai, and our asses also. And Joseph said unto them, I too fear Yahuwah. As for you, go ye to your homes, and let your brother be my servant, for ye have done evil. Know ye not the man that a man delights in his cup, as I with this cup? And yet ye have stolen it from me? And Yahudah said, O Adonai, let your servant, I pray you, speak a word in my Adonai's ear. 2 brothers did your servant's mother bear to our father. One went away and was lost, and has not been found. And he alone is left of his mother. And your servant, our father, loves him. And his life also is bound up with the life of this lad. And it will come to pass when we go to your servant, our father, and the lad is not with us, that he will die. And we shall bring down our father with sorrow unto death. Now rather let me, your servant, abide instead of the boy, as a bondsman unto my Adonai. And let the lad go with his brethren. For I became surety for him at the hand of your servant, our father. And if I do not bring him back, your servant will hear the blame to our father forever. And Joseph saw that they were all accordant in goodness one with another. And he could not refrain himself. And he told them that he was Joseph. And he conversed with them in Hebrew, in the Hebrew tongue, and fell on their neck and wept. But they knew him not, and they began to weep. And he said unto them, Weep not over me, but hasten and bring my father to me. And ye see that it is my mouth that speaks, and the eyes of my brother Benjamin see. For behold, this is the 2nd year of the famine, and there are still 5 years without harvest or fruit of trees or plowing. Come down quickly, ye and your households, so that ye perish not through the famine. And do not be grieved for your possessions, for Yahuwah sent me before you to set things in order that many people might live. And tell my father that I am still alive. And ye, behold, ye see that Yahuwah has made me a father to Pharaoh, and ruler over his house, and over all the land of Egypt. And tell my father of all my glory, and all the riches and glory that Yahuwah has given me. And by the command of the mouth of Pharaoh, he gave them chariots and provision for the way. And he gave them all many colored raiments and silver. And to their father he sent raiment and silver and 10 asses, which carried the grain. And he sent them away. And they went up and told their father that Joseph was alive, and was measuring out grain to all the nations of the earth, and that he was ruler over all the land of Egypt. And their father did not believe it, for he was beside himself in his mind. But when he saw the wagons which Joseph had sent, the life of his ruach revived, and he said, It is enough for me if Joseph lives. I will go down and see him before I die.
Wow.
What a beautiful moment right there. Let me get into this comment. Rangi goes on and says, wow, wonder if he wanted to see the reaction towards the little brother, like if they were going to give him a whooping and leave him there going away, enjoy with food, or feel sorry for their brother. But because he's seen them sorrowful, he knows that they repented. Because remember, he was trying to do that to see if they were playing favoritism, to see if they would treat him different. See if
they learned.
So that's why he gave Benjamin a bigger portion of the silver and gold. And then he put that in his heart to see if they were just going to be like, okay, take him.
Yeah, but they wasn't even
They was pleading on behalf of him, like, please, my daddy gonna die.
And Yehuda did what he said. He said, just take me. Let the boy go back. I will stand in surety for him. Take me instead of him. That's what Mashiach did for us. Take me instead of them.
Yes.
Let all them go free. Take me. I'll be the servant. I'll die.
Wow.
And then he saw. But when you just and again, we still urge you to read the account in Jasher because a little bit more took place. Like it was about to go down.
Yeah, Jasher
Joseph saw just how far his brothers, especially Yehuda, was willing to take this. Yeah, and it wasn't gonna be nice.
Y'all know.
It wasn't gonna be nice.
You know how we are.
Yeah, and I just I noticed it was something in there about okay, first of all, then they all ended up with the colored raiment. Remember?
Yes.
First it was just Joseph that had it.
Then he
now he's thinking clearly.
And he's thinking community.
Like I was wrong. Or I only got a coat. We all should have these coats. Yeah, but then it was here it is. Joseph was alive when measuring out grain to all the nations of the earth. Because
he was trying to show his dad that the position. Remember, he said
he's in a position to bless the world.
Yes, and on top of that, remember his dream, how the grain will bow down, and so he was using that too. That's so cool because how like he was measuring the grains to different nations,
all the nations,
and he just I don't know how that makes sense, but
in my mind, it makes sense because it's and I believe someone correct me if I'm wrong on there. There are officially 70 nations in the world. Like, I know there's more than a lot of children and there's children and all that, but officially, but still, like, we belong to one nation. Even though it's a bunch of Hebrews, we're the Hebrew nation.
Gotcha.
So it ain't like each child is a nation.
Gotcha.
But there's a person who is over that nation.
Wow.
And so here we have Egypt at the time is the world's power. And remember, they even had those 70 steps going up to Pharaoh because he spoke all the languages of the world at that time.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's almost like a one world order.
Yeah. And that's pretty much what the Messiah wants to do, to bring back in his original intent, pretty much is a one world order, but under him original intention.
Right. Because they ain't doing it right.
No.
Yeah. That's why when we think about the New World Order they want to establish, now they want to put it under this one Pharaoh, so to speak. And that's why these things, the plagues are almost identical. I'll tear you up like I did the first Egypt. And remember, the original Pharaoh didn't go back. He went to Nineveh.
Sure didn't. He got saved.
Yep, he didn't go back there.
He sure didn't, y'all.
He got out of Egypt.
That was a whole plot twist. I don't know if y'all knew that, but I sure didn't know that. That Pharaoh got saved.
Went to Nineveh.
And he was teaching them the laws for a time before he died.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. We never knew that.
So how everything just parallels. It's so.
It's never too late. All right, let's get into this chapter 44. And Yasharel took his journey from Haran, from his house on the new moon of the 3rd month. And he went on the way of the well, capital W, of the oath, capital O. Okay, this is a place. And he offered a sacrifice to Elohim, his father, Isaac, on the 7th of this month. And Jacob remembered the dream that he had And Jacob remembered the dream that he had seen at Beth-el. And he feared to go down into Egypt. And while he was thinking of sending word to Joseph to come to him, and that he would not go down, he remembered there 7 days. He remained there 7 days. If perchance he could see a vision as to whether he should remain or go down. I love this because it goes, it's very fitting to, in all your ways acknowledge me.
Because he had already said, I'm not going back down there. Yeah. I remember what happened last time to my family.
Yep.
I remember he said, he ain't going there.
And I will direct your path.
Who better tell me to go? Or sorry, Joseph, you're going to have to come to me.
Yes, that's true. Okay, listen, that's important. All right. And he celebrated the harvest feast of the first fruits with old grain, for in all the land of Canaan there was not a handful of seed in the land, for the famine was over all the beasts and cattle and birds, and also over man.
You know, that's interesting because remember when they kept the first fruits, you're supposed to be bringing stuff. There's nothing to bring.
So he still
kept that feast.
That's
He
right.
still kept that feast day. I was
He
gonna
sure
give you what
did.
I got. He still kept.
And
That's why it's important. Like, stop thinking of what I have, what I don't have. These little things. Obedience is better than sacrifice.
That's just give me what you have.
Yes.
Just give me what you have.
I know you don't have what I required of you. I know you ain't got it.
But
Because
will you
I
still
didn't give
keep
it to you. But are you still gonna keep it?
Or are you gonna be like, well, listen, I don't have it, so
Bring me what you got.
This year we ain't gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
But he kept it.
Right, because we can't bring him what.
Especially us, right?
Got. Yeah.
Especially us knowing and finding out our heritage and all this. We're learning these things. So he know we ain't got all what is required of him, but we are bringing all
what
that
you
we got.
And I want this. Mm-hmm. Yep. This is what I want.
Bring what you got to
I just want you to want to do it.
That's it. It's got to be.
I'll take care of the rest.
Do anybody got to want to?
Hey.
In their spirit, in their shondo. Okay. All right. You ain't gonna find that in scripture, by the way. All right. Verse 5. And on the 16th, Yahuwah appeared unto him and said unto him, Jacob, Jacob. And he said, Here I am. And he said unto him, I am the Elohim of your fathers, the Elohim of Abraham and Yitzhak. Fear not to go down into Egypt, for I will there make of you a great nation. I will go down with you, and I will bring you up again. That's interesting when he said it again, because anywho,
I'm bring you back.
Yes. And in this land shall you be buried, and Joseph shall put his hand upon your eyes. Fear not, go down into Egypt. And his sons rose up, and his sons' sons, and they placed their father and their possessions upon wagons. And Yasharel rose up from the well of Oath on the 16th of this 3rd month. And he went to the land of Egypt. And Yasharel sent Yahudah before him to his son Joseph to examine the land of Goshen. For Joseph had told his brothers that they should come and dwell there, that they might be near him. And this was the goodliest, goodliest land in the land of Egypt, and near to him for all of them, and also for the cattle. Wow. And these are the names of the sons of Jacob, who went into Mizraim, or Egypt, with Jacob, their father Reuben, the firstborn of Yasharel. And these are the names of the son of Hanak, and Palu, and Hatzaron, and Karami, 5.
So those are Reuben's sons.
And Shimeon are his sons. Shimeon, his sons, these are the names of his son: Yamual, Yemin, Ohad, and Yakin, Sakar, Shaul, the son of Sephani, woman, 7. Levi and his sons. Listen, I might be tearing up these words, but just let me get through it.
Okay.
Levi and his sons. These are the names of his son: Gershon, Kohath, Merarith, 4. Yahudah and his sons. And these are the names of his sons: Shalak, Paret, Zerah, 4. Yishakar and his son. And these are the name of his sons: Tola, Pu'ah, and Yov, Shimron, 5. And Zebulon and his sons. And these are the names of his sons: Sarad, Elon, and Yekaliel, 4. And these are the sons of Jacob, and their sons whom Leah bore to Jacob in Aran, Naharaim, 6. And their one sister, Dana, and all the souls of the sons of Leah, and their sons who went with Jacob, their father, into Egypt, with 29, and Jacob, their father, being with them, they were 30. And the sons of Zilpah, Leah's handmaid, the woman of Jacob, who bore unto Jacob Gad and Asher. And there are the names of their sons who went with him into Egypt. The sons of Gad is Zephaniah, Haggi, Shuni, Etzbon, Eri, and Eli. and Arvadi, 8. And the sons of Asher, Yimnah, and Yishpa, Yishvi, Beri, Sarah, and their one sister, 6. All the souls were 14, and all those of Leah were 44. And the sons of Rachel, the woman of Jacob, Joseph and Benjamin. And there were born to Joseph in Mizraim before his father came into Mizraim, those whom Esna, daughter of Potiphar, priest of On, bore unto him, Manasseh, Ephraim, 3. And the sons of Benjamin, Bela and Becher, Ashbel, Gera, and Naaman, and Iki, or Eki, maybe if I turn my head a little bit, Rosh, and Mupium, Harpium, and Ard, 11. Listen, you can do that 25 yourself. Thank you, ma'am. I'm trying, girl. Thank you, Rangi. She said, you're doing good. And all the souls of Rachel were 14. And the sons of Bilhah, the handmaid of Rachel, the woman of Jacob, whom she bore to Jacob, were Dan and Naphtali. And these are the names of their sons who went with them into Mizraim. And the sons of Dan were Heshnim, Semon, Asudi, Yika, and Solomon, 6. And they died the year in which they entered into Mizraim, and there was left to Dan Hishim alone. And these are the names of the sons of Naphtali: Yaksi, El, Guni, and Yetzer, and Shalom, and Iv. And Iv, who was born after the years of famine, died in Mizraim. And all the souls of Rachel were 26. And all the souls of Jacob which went into Mizraim were 70 souls. These are his children and his children's children, in all 70. But 5 died in Mizraim before Joseph and had no children. And in the land of Canaan, 2 sons of Yahudah died, and Onannn, and they had no children. And the children of Yasharel buried those who perished, and they were reckoned among the 70 nations of the other nations. Wow.
70.
So 70 nations. Ooh, girl. Them names be coming for us, sister, okay? Chapter 45. And Yasharel went into the country of Mizraim, into the land of Goshen, on the new moon of the 4th month, in the 2nd year of the 3rd week of the 45th Jubilee. And Joseph went to meet his father, Jacob, to the land of Goshen, and he fell on his father's neck and wept. And Yasharel said unto Joseph, now let me die, since I have seen you. And now may Yahuwah Elohim of Yasharel be blessed, the Elohim of Abraham, the Elohim of Yitzhak, who have not withheld his mercy and his grace from his servant Jacob. It is enough for me that I have seen your face while I am yet alive. Yea, true is the vision which I saw at Bat-al. Blessed be Yahuwah Elohai forever and ever, and blessed be his name. And Joseph and his brothers ate bread before their father and drank wine. And Jacob rejoiced with exceeding great joy, because he saw Joseph eating with his brothers and drinking before him. And he was blessed, and he blessed the Creator of all things, who had preserved him for his 12 sons. And Joseph had given to his father and to his brothers as a gift the right of dwelling in the land of Goshen, and in Ra-Amisi, and all the region round about, which he ruled over before Pharaoh. And Yasharel and his sons dwelt in the land of Goshen, the best part of the land of Mizraim. And Yasharel was 130 years old when he came into Mizraim.
Okay, wait, let me notice how Abraham, Jacob.
I know.
Jacob is now glad to see all the brothers eating together because he knows I played favorites.
Absolutely.
And now he's just glad, oh, they're getting along. He knows his part he played in that.
Mm-hmm.
And he probably figured it out while Joseph was. See, Yahuwah be hitting everybody.
Yeah.
Joseph didn't come back. Now what you gonna do? What you gonna do with your sons? What you gonna do? He probably now, oh, I did treat Joseph better. I did. He got a coat, they didn't get
But
a
see,
coat.
and then they all had to learn. So once he was out the picture for that time, he had to deal with his children a different way.
Yep.
And he still favored, pretty much Simeon, Benjamin.
But he did grieve over Simeon too. He said, I don't have Joseph, I don't have Simeon. And now you want me to lose Benjamin.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you want me to kill my 2 grandkids. No deal.
Yeah.
Because he's now thinking, I'm a family man. Everybody is my family.
Yes.
I can't be sitting around playing all these favorites. But so he is glad that the 12 sons are together.
Yes.
Finally together, like they could have been this way their whole life, even though they had separate mothers and all that.
Yeah,
they could have been this way their whole life, but you stepped in and played favorites.
Very true. And this whole thing was orchestrated. It had to be done.
Everybody had to learn a lesson.
Yep, everybody had to learn.
And now they're community.
Absolutely. And that's how we are. It's a picture of us too, when we all sit together and eat with the Messiah.
Yes. We finally got it together. Because remember, these books we're reading, especially like in Maccabees, we was coming against our own.
We sure was.
Getting people to pay us on the side, telling on them, all that.
Yep, getting people to take the brand, the Ivy League thing,
the
Ivy League.
Our own people was against us, selling us, doing all kinds of stuff. And he said, I need them, I'm going to split them up so that when they finally come together, they're going to be one.
They're going to be one.
They're going to be one.
Let me get into this good old comment right here. Listen, Rangi, I am loving the comments. Bring them. Y'all don't be shy. Stop being shy. Bring these comments. Yasharel Yakid. I bet that could have been a beautiful sight to see for Yasharel. Absolutely. Yes, that's right. Absolutely. Because that's just like, I am just reminded of him, just like, that's exactly what the Most High look for us. Because remember, we still wait. And, Dad, you teach this all the time. We all are living this life to, like, drink the 4th cup with him.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine that we're going to be at a table. That's just my imagination. It don't say it in the Bible, okay? But we are supposed to drink the cup of acceptance with him.
All together at the wedding feast.
At the wedding feast. And just imagine him as he's toasting that cup, the 4th cup of acceptance, and just looking at all his children.
Yep, getting along.
Loving on one another.
Because it's always family squabbles at the dinner table. Y'all seen the movies like, I'm talking about the movies with us in them. What's the Christmas movies most of the time, or a family reunion movie or something? They all sitting around at the table. Somebody done something crazy. Somebody done brought their mistress to the thing. Somebody find out, oh, that ain't my sister, that's my mama. It's always some kind of drama.
Yep.
Where something jumps off. It's like, I need that not to happen.
And it ain't gonna happen, right? You right, Maggie. There is more. Yes, I'm excited though. That is something to be excited about.
That's something to look forward to.
Yes, absolutely. Oh man. All right, chapter 45. And Yasharel went into the country of Mizraim, into the land of Goshen, on the new moon. Did I read this already?
We read that. We at
46.
No, we at.
Oh yeah. Okay, my bad.
But look. Okay, I know we read 6 and says, and Joseph had given to his father and to his brothers as a gift the right of dwelling in the land of Goshen, and in however you say that. I think that's still ours. Yeah. Nobody ever went back to revoke it.
Yeah, that's ours. We have that land.
Because when they left Goshen, Pharaoh just went after them to bring it back, and then Pharaoh never went back. So who took it?
Who took it?
It's still ours.
Where did you just read that from? Because I'm still trying to find it.
Verse 6. So we just read that. And I think we are in 7.
Okay.
I think we're on verse 7.
Yeah, absolutely. Rangy, thank you, girl. Thank you, man. Listen. Oh yeah, Auntie Cousin Sheila, she says Soul Food, the movie.
Oh,
girl.
Yeah.
When Big Mama died, everything just was
It's
crazy.
always some kind of drama.
Verse 6.
You're on 7.
Okay. And Joseph nourished his father and his brethren, and also their possessions with bread, as much as sufficed them for the 7 years of famine. And the land of Mizraim suffered by reason of the famine. And Joseph acquired all the land of Mizraim for Pharaoh in return for good food. Sorry, I don't see the word good.
Yeah, I was like, okay,
I see that. I don't know. For Pharaoh in return for food. And he got possession of the people and their cattle and everything for Pharaoh.
That's how Pharaoh ended up really the ruler. He really owned Egypt.
Yes.
Because of a Hebrew.
That's right.
Because of the smarts of a Hebrew. Because when he told those people store it up, they did, but they didn't store up enough. So
yeah, because they only had it for a year.
Right. So they ended up selling their lands, everything they had to Pharaoh just to get food. And so now Pharaoh literally owns Egypt.
Wow. Verse 9. And the years of the famine were accomplished, and Joseph gave to the people in the land seed and food, that they might sow the land in the 8th year. For the river had overflowed all the land of Mizraim. For in the 7 years of the famine it had not overflowed, and had irrigated only a few places on the bank of the river. But now it overflowed, and the Mizraim sowed the land, and it bore much grain that year.
Now, see, this is how a righteous ruler rules. I know y'all ain't got nothing. Here goes some seed, working out. It ain't like he went and took the land. Like, no, this belongs to me. I don't know where y'all gonna live. That's what our government does. That's what the banks and all that do. I don't know where y'all gonna live.
Absolutely.
This belongs to me.
Absolutely. We got food. We're gonna withhold these foods in these big old trucks, and knowing that we can put them at grocery stores, but they underground.
Yeah, and we go tell farmers, dump your food, dump your milk, dump all that, because we don't care about y'all. We don't care about y'all. We don't care about y'all eating.
Wicked, wicked, wicked.
We're going to create a food shortage. There's not one, but we're going to make one.
The illusion. Okay?
But you got Joseph. Here goes some seed. I already know everybody's position. Here goes some seed. Go work your land. I'm not kicking nobody out of nothing.
No.
Here's some seed. Go eat. Feed your families.
And that's why I was so blessed. Oh my, yeah. All right, verse 11. And this was the first year of the 4th week of the 45th Jubilee. And Joseph took up the grain of the harvest, the 5th part for the king, and left four parts for them. Don't miss that, okay? Let me read this over because I'm think it's as I'm reading. Okay. And this was the first year of the 4th week of the 45th Jubilee. And Joseph took of the grain of the harvest the 5th part for the king, and left 4 parts for them for food and for seed. And Joseph made it an ordinance for the land of Mizraim until this day.
And so even though Pharaoh owned it all, he got the least amount. You keep 4 parts, give me 1/5.
But that really just represents us, because we be scattered. Like, all this is a depiction of who we are today. And it's like breadcrumbs, right?
Yeah.
Like, he was still thinking, maybe he did not know that, right? But just a foresight of us, the 4 corners of the earth. See what I'm saying? That's why I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's me climbing. Let me put this ladder back.
No, it's a little high, but I hear what you're saying.
I be always thinking that. Because way back then, the Most High be thinking of us.
Yes, but think of this more like, look at the leader that Joseph is. Most people that own things want more for them than they do for you. But he's like, the king don't need all this.
But listen,
y'all gotta eat too.
But that's why I'm saying the king is Egyptian. Joseph is Hebrew.
Joseph
so for him to do the 4 corners or the 4 parts, that's like,
or left 1 part for the king because he's Hebrew. So it could mean I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I was thinking.
So no, Joseph didn't get 4 parts.
Oh, he didn't.
No, he divided it up and say you got to fill.
Oh.
He divided it up in 5. He said the king will take 1,
Mm-hmm.
and you get to keep the 4.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so now I'm gonna climb this ladder again. Okay.
Okay.
Just I'm not gonna go all the way up, but probably midway. So the king, right, the pharaoh, who's Egyptian, got the 4.
No, he got the 1.
He got the 1.
He got 1.
Who got the 4?
Okay, say like you're the farmer.
Okay.
I'm going to divide your land into 5 parts. I'm going to take 1 part. You're going to keep 4.
Let me go to Home Depot and return this ladder. I'll be back. Excuse me. They're closed. They're closed. Okay, we're just not gonna climb no more. That's all right. We're gonna continue. Where we at? All right, 13. Thank you. And Yasharel lived in the land of Mizraim 17 years, and all the days which he lived were 3 jubilees, 147 years, and he died in the 4th year of the 5th week of the 45th jubilee. And Yasharel blessed his sons before he died, and told them everything that would befall them in the land of Egypt or Mizraim. And he made known to them that would come upon them in the last days, and blessed them, and gave to Joseph 2 portions in the land. And he slept with his fathers, and he was buried in the double cave in the land of Canaan, near Abraham his father, in the grave which he dug for himself in the double cave in the land of Haran. And he gave all his St0ryTim and the St0ryTim of his fathers to Levi his son, that he might guard them and renew them for his children until this day.
So all the books, everything you wrote, he said Levi, because Levi's a priest, remember? Guard them.
Guard them. Wow.
So make sure before you leave here, somebody left that's going to guard them.
Wow.
See, these books just didn't get here by accident.
They've been guarded.
They've been guarded.
Wow, and we have them today. Rain gonna say, gosh, that 4th week got me in Enoch discussion. Been telling her about you in this Enoch. All right, chapter 46. And it came to pass that after Jacob died, the children of Yasharel multiplied in the land of Mizraim, and they became a great nation, and they were of one accord in heart. See? Mm-hmm. So that brother loved brother, and every man helped his brother. And they increased abundantly and multiplied exceedingly, 10 weeks of years, all the days of the life of Joseph.
See, everybody learned their lesson.
But even that, like such an important part is when we do Torah, the blessing naturally comes.
Naturally.
They didn't lack. Mm-hmm. We always like to go to like Acts and stuff like that, but you can see it in here. Yeah. They never lacked because they loved their brother.
About each other.
They were one in heart. Mm-hmm. It was just in them to do so. Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah. Listen.
Just imagine your children just out in the streets. Where they at? They over at Pookie and them house. I just didn't know where they at, but you know they okay.
You okay? Yep. Because you know everybody okay. Pookie parents stand with what you stand with.
Exactly. Just think that's the kind of place we're going to live in one day.
Ooh,
it don't matter who the kids outside.
Yeah.
I don't know. The girl got a pet giraffe. She riding it in the backyard. Like that's a millennial kingdom. Like it's okay. But it's gonna be that way.
It's
one
gonna
day
be
when
like
we're one with ourselves, creation, all that. We get all that back.
You make me think of Coming to America. The beginning of it, you know how they was like elephant was just walking around. He's like petting the
been knowing
giraffe.
It was baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hello, blue screen. I mean green screen, but still, that's how it's gonna be. All right, let's get into it. And 2, verse 2. And there was no Satan, nor any evil all the days of the life of Joseph, which he lived after his father Jacob. For all the Mizraim honored the children of Yasharel all the days of the life of Joseph. And Joseph died being 110 years old, 17 years he lived in the land of Canaan, and 10 years he was a servant, and 3 years. Yeah, so they breaking down. Remember, yesterday was talking about that. Let's go. And it kept flowing from generation to generation, talking to Dad. Because it's yeah, he made that comment.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, and Joseph died being 110 years old. 17 years he lived in the land of Canaan, and 10 years he was a servant, and 3 years in prison, and 80 years he was under the king, ruling all the land of Mizraim. It's the breakdown right there.
And notice how there's no Hasatan's not there because he can't get his foot in.
Nope. That's right.
It's too much unity.
Too much.
He can't get his foot in. Everybody following Torah.
See, and that's why how you gonna
I can't get in.
That's
they even got these Egyptians. Right? They even got these Egyptians acting right.
Absolutely. And so there is a way to like get rid of Hasatan.
Yeah.
Torah.
Yeah.
All the way. But it's gotta be from the heart part.
And everybody gotta be doing it. Or he gonna come in through whoever got the door open.
Yep, because this is a lot of years for Hasatan not being in.
Yeah. He probably was frustrated.
Like these
I can't get in here.
Dang it.
I keep a Torah. What's going on?
Come on, man. Yeah, wow. Verse 4. And he died, and all his brethren, and all that generation. And he commanded the children of Yasharel before he died, that they should carry his bones with them when they went forth from the land of Mizraim. And he made them swear regarding his bones, for he knew that the Mizraim would not again bring forth and bury him in the land of Canaan. For Makamaran, Makamaran, king of Canaan, while dwelling in the land of Ashur, fought in the valley with the king of Mizraim, and slew him there, and pursued after the Mizraim to the gates of Erman. But he was not able to enter, for another, a new king, had become king of Mizraim, and he was stronger than he. And he returned to the land of Canaan, and the gates of Mizraim were closed, and none went out, and none came into Mizraim. And Joseph died in the 46th Jubilee, in the 6th week, in the 2nd year, and they buried him in the land of Mizraim. And all his brethren died after him. And the king of Mizraim went forth to war with the king of Canaan in the 47th Jubilee, in the 2nd week, in the 2nd year. And the children of Yasharel brought forth all the bones of the children of Jacob, save the bones of Joseph. And they buried them in the field, in the double cave in the mountain. And most of them returned to Mizraim, but a few of them remained at home, waiting to get back to tomorrow's story time.
I'm like, what book she read? What?
Right.
Did she skip a line?
It's somewhere. It's not there.
Oh, she got me on that one.
They just waiting, y'all. We're going to have to find out tomorrow.
But I hope you guys all caught that, because most people think that when they left Egypt, they took Joseph's bones, and they did. But everyone else that died, they buried them in that cave before all that went down. So all the 12 patriarchs are buried in that cave. They just knew that the Egyptians, you're not taking Joseph, because they honored him too much. Wow. You're not taking Joseph. You're not. His bones are staying here. So they knew. Joseph knew that all that's what he says. Just whenever y'all leave, take my bones. Because at that point, they ain't gonna care. Like,
right. Take
but
my
right
bones.
now, these Egypt, y'all not. They ain't gonna let you take them. And then it's the whole thing with the king of Canaan, and he gonna hear me. He gonna be like, nah.
Yep. Nope. He ain't gonna go for it. I'm gonna go ahead and point at this 8th verse, because I'll start tomorrow. 46 and 8. Okay. And I'm gonna get into this comment real quick. Cameron go, I was just repeating no Hasatan. So good, ladies. It's even better, Auntie Cammy, if you check that phone, because I sent you a voice text message.
Okay.
So you gotta check it. All right. Rangi, oh, that was so sad. Great lesson, thanks.
What was sad?
Yeah.
Oh, that Joseph died. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, because y'all know it's about to go down now. And then awesome lesson. Frankie goes there and give us the hands. Auntie Cammy said, okay. Yeah, Auntie, you gotta check that one.
Oh,
you're gonna like it.
Done.
I know. I thought Jubilees was longer than that.
Girl, we was reading.
Right, we was reading.
Oh, we've been here a minute though.
No.
Not as long as we thought.
But you know what? It would have been
we would have been done.
But we took that week off.
Yeah.
You're right.
It just didn't take as long as we thought, but we've been here a minute. And I think it's because it's not really that long. It's not as long as Jasher.
Yeah. Maybe that because Jasher's long.
Jasher's long. And it has those long chapters.
Oh. Dad goes on to say, he says, please press the like button. Oh, that is so cool.
Oh.
That's so sweet, you all. If you want to, please do that. If you want to subscribe, please do that. But y'all know we're not chasing subscribers. Mm-hmm. We just chasing our history, as Uncle Keith will say, in our Bibles. And just, reading. The cliffhangers. I know. I love a good cliffhanger. I don't think tonight was as good as this.
I don't know. It's pretty good because you had me thinking you had something totally like.
Yeah, I'll wait till tomorrow.
I'm like, she got the false prophet.
I might freeze on y'all or something. I don't know. We'll see. But with that being said, we'll see you guys tomorrow at 6 p.m. Is it Tuesday? Third day?
Yeah, today's the third day.
I would have kept on. I thought today was Wednesday, fourth day. All right, with that being said, y'all, Shalom. We love you.
Shalom.
Thank you for tuning in to Story Time. Story Time.